Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever time this may catch you, either live or via the replay. Welcome to Conversations with Graciously Me. Well, Graciously Me is normally the amazing Jamelia Scott. But in case you missed the memo, every third Thursday of the month, you are stuck with me, Niasha Toole Keens-Douglas. I am a woman empowerment coach and an author. I also produce woman empowerment content. I help women find and build their confidence from inside out so that they could live a life of abundance. So every third Thursday of the month, I take over. I come in from the UK with my blonde hair and my big glasses, and I have a conversation. Tonight, my conversation is with an amazing woman, someone who I consider my bra friend. She is from the beautiful island of Antigua. Her name is Mrs. Chrys-Ann Ambrose. She's a mom of two, a wife of somebody which I admire, Mr. Colin. She is also the CEO of her own success transformation business, a certified coach, and she also holds a certification in personal development and leadership. And if that is not enough, she's an international speaker and also a best-selling author of 2 books. Chrys-Ann, I would like to welcome you. Welcome to Conversations with Graciously Me. Girl, I know tonight is going to be a bumper night, a bumper conversation. First of all, thank you so much for honoring me with your presence here today. I always like to have phenomenal women on Conversations with Graciously Me. Before we get into anything else, tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Chrys-Ann Ambrose from what I've said already?
First of all, Niasha, I want to thank you so much for having me on the program. I am so delighted. Listen, I'm so honored that I'm here speaking with you and joined by so many other people, women. Okay, Chrys-Ann Ambrose, ordinary Jane from the beautiful island of Antigua. As you said, listen, you said it all. Mother of 2, wife of 1 man, 1 husband. International motivational speaker, and I just love helping people discover their passion, their purpose in life, helping them get the spark of living back into their lives. Because Niasha, listen, there are too many people walking around just feeling so undervalued, worthless, like they'll never amount to anything, and it's a ton of greatness packed up inside of them that they don't even know. People see it, I see it, and I just want them to know what it is. And that's why I decided to become a purpose coach and an author of books, just helping people to understand and to realize that there is greatness within them. They just got to tap into themselves and pull it out.
Oh, that is amazing. I think that's why we connected. We connected because a lot of the things we share is the same. And tonight I wanted us to discuss recharge, re-energize, and rethink, because we are going into July. And I know a lot of women are sitting there thinking, well, do you know what? Let me just wait for 2022. 2020, oops, pardon me, 2021 is over. You know, I haven't done enough in 2021. So let me just wait for 2022. So I just want to discuss that with you tonight so that we can encourage and motivate and help women to realize that that is not the case. But before we get into all of that, you are a purpose coach and you have written 2 books which I found really, really helpful for myself. And I want to just go into the second book. I want to begin with the second book, because the second book is about finding your purpose and about being, it's called Unique Piece. I've got my copy right here. I've got one of my copies. Unique Pieces of the Masterpiece. Perfectly designed for your purpose, a love letter to women. And I wanted to start with that because my first question to you is, what is your advice? A lot of us are walking around and thinking, you know, either we are not walking in our purpose because we don't know our purpose is, we don't know how to find it. And secondly, Some of us are afraid to walk in our purpose. We know what it is, but we are afraid to walk in it. Just home in on a purpose, woman and their purpose for me.
Everybody has got a purpose. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're worthless, you're just here on earth taking up negative space. You have got a purpose. Everybody has got a purpose. Everybody has got value. And even for the persons who know their purpose, but they're free to tap into it, I think, to be quite honest with you, Niasha, and I'm going to be very honest and I'm going to be very blunt. I think that we see a certain amount of greatness within ourselves. However, we are afraid to tap into that greatness. That greatness, it just scares us for some reason because we know that our purpose is going to mean that we have to actually step out there and do the great things that we really need to do. But then somewhere deep down inside of us, we think that we don't have what it takes. We know that this is what we want to do, but then we tell ourselves, oh, we don't have what it takes. And unfortunately, there's just too many of us walking around there, walking around with that sort of mindset, with that sort of mentality. And, you know, Unique Pieces of the Masterpiece, I specifically wrote that book for women because I think that women and men too, but I mean, I'm speaking to the women because that's where my heart lies. And women, I mean, I work with women specifically. Unique Pieces of the Masterpiece, I wrote that book because I wanted everybody to know and to understand that they are a unique piece to a beautiful masterpiece, which is the entire world. Everybody, if you picture, if you will, in your mind, for me a second, a jigsaw puzzle. Each piece is uniquely designed and shaped and carved to fit a particular spot in a jigsaw puzzle. So piece A cannot fit into slot C, and piece B cannot fit into slot A. And it does not matter how much the pieces look alike or they look unique and identical. There is some measure that's off, that's just totally unique. So everybody has got to find their own purpose so that they can complete this beautiful masterpiece that the world is waiting on. And whatever your purpose is, there's somebody out there who needs, they're waiting for your purpose. Your
Yeah.
purpose is the answer to somebody's question, the answer to somebody's prayer, the answer or the solution to somebody's problem. And when you sit there and you do nothing and you think, oh no, nobody's going to miss me, you better understand that there are people waiting for you to step up, to fulfill your purpose, to place your beautiful piece into the masterpiece.
Oh, you know what? You have put that beautifully. Let me just welcome the ladies who are joining us on the live, either via YouTube, via Facebook, via my page, via your page. To all the ladies who are joining us, welcome, welcome. Hello, Tracy. I see you. We are talking about recharging, re-energizing, and rethinking, and to go into the second half of 2022. And I wanted to discuss that with Chrys-Ann, who Chrys-Ann holds a lot of events. Well, last year, Corona stopped me from going into one of her events. And, you know, Chrys-Ann holds events for women to do just that. And women are afraid to recharge. I know a lot of women feel when they take time for themselves to recharge, that they are being selfish. They are taking themselves away from their husbands or their churches or their children or their friends. What advice would you have to that woman who is sitting out there? She is down to her bare bones. She's pouring from an empty cup, but she's thinking that if I take the time out for myself, I would be selfish. What would you say to her?
First of all, ladies, self-love is not selfish love. And I think when women tend to hold themselves back from enjoying themselves, from recharging, it is being selfish, but they're not realizing that they are being selfish. They still think that they're actually sacrificing themselves. But you are being selfish by sacrificing yourself. Because as Niasha just said, you cannot pour from an empty mug. You cannot pour from an empty jug. When you're all poured out and when you're all tapped out, listen, your cell phone, when it goes dry, when it needs to be recharged, what we do, we run and we plug it in, right? Listen, we got to recharge too. We have to recharge. And when you're going ahead and you're putting everybody else on your priority list, what number are you on your priority list? When you drop down, when you get sick, how can you help anybody when you're in that kind of condition? So, which is why I have my recharge conference. So, I do try to do it every single year. And this year, because of COVID, the pandemic, unfortunately, we all know how that goes. But what I do, I get women to step up, turn down your pot, turn off your stove, shut the washing machine, lock off the dryer, and you take this Saturday, one Saturday every single year, you come to recharge body, mind, and spirit. And we start from 9 in the morning and we go right down until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And it is packed full with information, tips, entertainment, personal development techniques and tips that we teach, but it is in a fun-filled setting. And by the time I'm done, or our speakers and myself, by the time we're done with you, you go back home a new woman. So if it is that you want to be a new person, for your husband, for your children, for the job, for your church, for your organizations, whatever it is that you're pouring yourself dry or wringing yourself dry for, or whomever you're wringing yourself dry for, do them a favor and you take the time to recharge you. Additionally, self-love is recharge as well. There is absolutely nothing wrong with loving on you, with loving yourself. You are a precious individual, a precious person, valuable, priceless. You got to do what you got to do to help yourself, to build yourself up. Do your medicals. Do Go to the spa. Find something you love doing and do it, even if you have got to spend 5 minutes by yourself. Here in Antigua, we have 365 lovely beaches. I love to just go in my vehicle, park up my Jeep, and I get out, I sit on the sand. Me one, me alone, everybody else staying up because this is me time. And I sit and I watch the waves go out and I watch them come back in. I don't even have to go swimming. Just watching the sunset, spending time by myself, inhaling the fresh air, something. Listen, it doesn't even have to be anything great. You don't got to spend no ton of money going to Paris, Italy, France, Dubai, whatever it is. Time with yourself could cost you nothing in pennies, in dollars and cents, but pay you, oh dear, pay you exponentially by just recharging you, body, mind, and spirit.
Okay, you know what? Well, you know how I feel about that. I take my time,
Yeah, girl.
I recharge myself a lot. And I know with the pandemic, it has been a lot for women, and that is why I wanted to speak on this subject, because a lot of us thought that 2021 was coming and that was it. Corona was done, and we could just carry on. But then we got hit. We got hit by this boulder that, okay, it's not done. And, I know for me, I have had to find different ways. Like, we can't have the events that Chrys-Ann, like myself, hold events and stuff like that. We can't have those events anymore. So that's why we're giving you the tips and the tricks to how to recharge yourself without being able to go out there and, attend events and meet with other women and stuff like that. Let's just move on into our mindset and the fact that a lot of us are thinking that half of the year is gone. I have not achieved what is on that to-do list. I have not achieved those goals that I have set. In January, we all did the resolutions. I don't do resolutions, but a lot of people did the resolutions and they were all ready, and it did not happen. Now, we are 2 weeks into going into July. First of all, what advice would you give to people who are sitting there beating themselves up that January to June did not go the way they want to go?
First of all, stop beating yourself up. That's self-abuse. Stop it. The time has already passed. We can't get that time back. Time, unlike money, cannot be refunded. And that's okay, because guess what? We have the rest of the year to do what we have to do. So do not spend any more negative energy. Young thing, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. If it was not for the pandemic and all this and all that, stop it. We are starting fresh. And listen, we have 2 weeks head start before July. So let's put some plans in place. Let's put a plan of action in place. Let's get things going. Line yourself up with a coach if you need to line yourself with a coach, a mentor, whatever have you. Let's make a decision that we're going to start July strong, because come the end of 2021, we are going to end better than we started. What say you, Niasha?
Exactly, and that's what I said.
Yes.
I have started. I am doing a program for women. Come July. Let's just pretend that it's January. And I always say there's no shame in falling. The shame is in not getting back up, and that is why I wanted to have you, and I want us to discuss this, because I don't want women to just lie down there. You are starting strong in July, Tracy. Tracy is on here. Tracy is one of
Go,
my clients.
Tracy.
Tracy is one of our clients, and Tracy is starting strong in July. And that is why I wanted us to come on here, because we have seen it. We have seen women think, okay, January has gone, or this month has gone, or that month has gone. And I, just want to give women tips and tricks. And when it comes to their mindset, how can they rethink, Chrys-Ann? How can they reset their minds to know that this is July? I am going to start afresh. I am going to think it's January. What tips? As a coach, I am your client. I have come to you and said, Chrys-Ann, January to June was absolute crap. I did nothing. I stayed in my bed. I got fat from COVID and all of that. Now I'm ready to start again in July. What would you say to me or to the ladies? There's 907 ladies in this group. What would you say to them if someone comes to you in that state?
Well, first of all, I want to say, listen, let's make up our minds. Let's get excited. It's July is coming in 2 weeks. It's a fresh start. Look at it that way. And I know that we all got excited in December, saying, "Oh, January is coming." We got excited. But at the same time, I want you to understand that life happens. Life is going to happen. It doesn't matter how many best laid plans you have best laid. Life is going to happen. Things are going to happen. But what I like to tell women a lot is this. What lessons did you take away from January to June? What have you learned? Yes, you had a hard time. Yes, it was a rough time. However, you should never ever come out of hard times without a lesson learned. Because the thing about it, you sit down and you mope and you grope and you gripe over what's already passed. And you will take that griping into 10 years from now. Instead of taking the griping into 10 years from now, look for the lessons in every single thing that you go through. What did I learn? Even if you think you didn't learn anything, let's rethink this thing. What did I learn? Okay, I learned that I needed to save money so that when hard times come, I have a little nest egg. So there's always a lesson to take away from hard times. Now, going into July now, we're going to decide that we're going to have fun no matter what. There are going to be days when you think, okay, I don't feel like doing this. And we have developed a habit from January to June, Niasha. I must say this. We have developed a habit from January to June because we think that we have been relaxing from January to June. We have not been doing anything. So guess what? The mind done gone lazy. Listen, the mind works this way. If you do not use it, you're gonna lose it. So you have got to exercise your mind. Let us make a decision that we are now going to be putting all sorts of positive stuff into our mindset. YouTube videos, coaches, mentors. Coach Niasha is available. Coach Chrys-Ann is available. Make up your mind that yes, the negatives are going to come. However, you have got to make sure that you have positivity affecting your mindset and you don't have all this negativity coming around in reinfecting your mindset. So you have to make up your mind that, listen, mindset change, negative. Okay, yeah, negative. Let me see what I can learn from this. Okay, lesson learned. Okay, throw in negative. Let's move forward in the positive. And I know I said a mouthful, Niasha. Listen, if you don't stop me, I'll go on and on. I'll
Just keep going, keep going. I like it. I like it.
Yes.
That's why we click. And that's the same thing I say to people. If you don't train your mind, and that takes me to your first book, the first book that you wrote, Operation Gain Plan, Overcome Habits that Hinder Us from Succeeding in Life. And we have formed those habits. I just want you to talk, because I believe in habits. I believe in setting routines. I believe in waking up and knowing exactly what I am meant to do when I'm meant to do it. So I just wanted you to home in on that. Home in for me on habits and routines and the formation of habits, and how can we help these women to break the habits that has been hindering them from success. You're a success coach. I'm a success coach. I know what I would say, but they've heard me before. how would you help? How would you help women to break those habits that have been hindering them from succeeding for the first half of this year, and to form new ones to go into the second half of the year?
Yes, because you see, habits are learned behaviors, and we had to learn them from somewhere. And just like how we can learn them, listen, I'm tired of hearing people say, "Oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks." That is hogwash. Okay, because just like how we learn these habits, we can unlearn them. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but the more you practice something, repetition builds muscle. If you go to the gym and you start working out, it's going to pain you no end. It's painful. However, if you keep doing it, you're going to keep on strengthening that muscle. So you have got to make a decision. And let me tell you, you have to make up your mind that you're either going to go in the direction that you don't want to go, or you go in the direction that you want to go. It's simple, and this is a concept that I teach my clients all of the time. Everybody wants to go right, where there is success up the wazoo, success mindset, success in money, success in raising children, success in health, success in everything. However, where are your actions taking you? Because you want to go right up the success scale. However, you're allowing all of your negative associations, you're allowing all of the negative music that you're listening to, the bad foods that you're eating. It's taking you in the opposite direction. So if it is that you want to go in one direction, you have got to go and you've got to do the things that are going to take you in that direction. Which brings me to my next point, Niasha. People seem to think that, listen, everybody has got challenges. I don't like to say problems, I like to say challenges. Everybody has got challenges, and everybody seems to think that the solution to a problem is easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's as easy as, okay, the problem, I'm thirsty. What is the solution? Oh, just drink a glass of water. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes the solutions come, and because they are not as easy as drinking a glass of water, we shoot it down and we think, no, that can't be the solution. That's too hard. I want a promotion at work, but then, I'm going to have to get a degree, and that's too hard. Hello? If you keep saying things are too hard, I'm not saying it's not going to be difficult, but I mean, you have to develop that habit. Habit again, Niasha. You have got to develop that habit to go ahead and do what it is that you need to do. Now, first of all, don't shoot the problem down because, oh, I am not that type of person. Hello, have you tried it? Have you tried to see if you're that type of person? Don't expect to get it right on the first go. Just like you learn bad habits, and it seems to me as if bad habits you get them just like that.
Yeah.
Well, we want to go right in the direction of success and happiness. So we have got to do those things that are going to take us in that direction. You try it the first time, it was hard. Then do it the second time, it's a little easier. Do it a third time. You have got to be consistent. And I say this all of the time. Simple things done over time will have a compound effect. If you want to go...
Say that again. Wait. Say that again. Say that again. Say that for those in the back who haven't... Those in the back who didn't hear it. Go on.
Simple things done over time will have a compound effect.
Yes.
Sisters, do not discount the little steps that you take on a daily basis. If you want to lose 10 pounds, you're not going to lose 10 pounds in a day. You take the simple steps and you exercise, you cut out the junk food, you eat right. The simple steps that you do on a daily basis will have a compound effect. So moving forward, from now, let's start now. Let's not wait until July 1st to start. Let's do a practice run now. We start. So by the time we hit July, ladies, boy, it's like we're well on our way. Maybe we haven't mastered it as yet, but yeah, we on our way. We are already forming new habits, new success habits. We're not giving up. We're learning from challenges, from problems. We're not looking at them as if they come to kill us. We're learning from them. And guess what? When we learn from problems, just comes along and they have the same problem. I had that problem and this is what I did. You know what you just did? You added value to a life. You added value to life. So these are the little success habits that we need to actually put into practice. So being solution focused, I talk about that all the time to my clients. Instead of looking at a problem and say, oh, problem, cry, moan. No, the first thing you do, okay, take 2 seconds, be human. Say, oh gosh, Jack, no, not today. 2 seconds, but then we're bouncing into solution mode. We are looking for solutions instead of living and dwelling on the problems. And when you develop that solution focused success habit, it's going to take you right going on the road up the hill to success. So these are the success habits. We got to practice them. We got to know them. We got to practice them.
Exactly. And before we continue, this conversation is amazing, people. Share this out, ladies. Share this out to your friend, your sister, your Mr. Sister, your auntie, or whoever, because they need to be here. Let me just reset in case you're joining me and you're wondering what is going on here. I'm hearing all these accents going on. You are joining me for Conversations with Graciously Me. You're expecting Jamelia. In case you've been living under a rock and you don't know, every third Thursday of the month, I take over so that Jamelia can have a little rest. I am Niasha Toole Keens-Douglas, a woman empowerment and confidence coach. I help women find and build their confidence from inside out so that they can live a life of abundance. Tonight, I am having a conversation with my amazing sister and fellow international empowerment coach, best-selling author, and all that jazz, Miss Chrys-Ann Ambrose. And Chrys-Ann is joining us all the way from Antigua. And we are just talking about recharging, re-energizing, and rethinking yourself, your plans, your goals going into the second half of 2021. This program is sponsored by the Graciously Me Boutique. Please do shop graciouslyme.com. Go there and you would find everything for empowering a woman. Also, don't forget to join us here every Thursday night, 12 p.m. British Summer Time. Yes, so I'm awake late, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Chrys-Ann, a lot of us are sitting in fear. We are sitting in fear that either our purpose is not good enough, we are not good enough, the market for a purpose is saturated. We are sitting there and fearfully comparing ourselves. Listen, the only person that I compare myself to is this fine specimen of a woman right here. But that's because I'm like that. Let's just talk about these women who are sitting in fear, who are thinking, do you know what? I have not done it, so I cannot do it. How do they get over and rethink that fear mindset?
First of all, it's action. It's always action every time. And you have got to stop talking yourself into, listen, don't tell yourself a story about, okay, I'm not good enough. Okay, there are too many people. The market is saturated. Once you start telling yourself stories, negative stories, listen, let me tell you, the negatives just scream at us. The positives, they whisper. So you gotta stop allowing negative to scream in your ear. You gotta and listen. You have got the power. The only recourse to fear, the only way to cure fear is through action. And you like be going back to the compound effect again. You may not want to jump in with both feet right in the middle of the lake. I say to people, jump in. But if that's not you, then take the baby steps. As far as the market being saturated with your calling and with your purpose, let me tell you, if that was true, you would not have gotten that purpose and that calling, because it is a purpose and a calling that is needed. And even look at us coaches, Niasha. We are like millions of coaches all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? It's 68 billion people in the world, and we can't service all of them. And we are not called to everybody. Niasha, you tell me all the time, Chrys-Ann, you are not everybody's cup of tea.
Or else you'll be a flipping mug.
Thank you. We ain't all everybody's cup of tea. If somebody says no, it's fine. There are other people all over the world who need you, who need your services. Listen, the world is round, and there, as far as I can see, there are no barriers. There are people that you can reach all over the world. It's not like when we were growing up in the 70s, Niasha, when if you don't post a letter, you don't get it. There's internet now. Listen, we're not even saying TV, we're saying internet. There's social media, there's all of these different things. And listen, yeah, right, Tracy, we aren't called to everyone. So in terms of fear feel the fear, it's okay. The bravest person is not the person who doesn't feel fear and they just go boldly and do what it is that they're called to do.
Yeah.
The bravest person is the person who feels the fear and they do it anyway. And can
Anyway,
I tell you this? Can I tell you this? You
go
will
on.
feel the fear more if you do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
We as coaches, it's not all about the money for us. Listen, I have coached women for free. I
Girl,
don't make it a habit. Because
girl.
the reason I don't make it a habit is because I find when people pay for stuff, they value it more, as opposed to me giving it all to them for free.
Yes, me
So
too. Yeah.
I tell people to invest in themselves. So if you mentors and coaches are critical to you fulfilling your purpose, whether it's pastors, whatever. We are critical to persons fulfilling their purpose. And you better understand that Niasha and myself, we have not arrived. We ourselves, we have coaches and we have
Of
mentors.
course, you
We do.
if your coach don't have a coach, get yourself another coach.
Get yourself another coach, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is that's what I will say to you. Yeah, it starts with you, with the decision that you make that I'm moving forward. However, you cannot go it alone, and I will not recommend that you go it alone. Find someone in life, find someone who is in life where you want to be, and you engage them as your mentor and your coach.
Yeah, I always say that, you have to be aspiring to something. And you touched on something, earlier about taking these baby steps. And how do people go through life without setting goals? And I just want you to touch quickly, and I want you to touch on goal setting, and not just setting a goal, but intentional goal setting and planning and writing your steps and having your steps. And I just want you to give them a quick 2 minute, because I've got a whole program on that. But I just wanted to give them a quick 2 minute on the importance of having intentional goals and knowing where you are going and working
Listen.
towards that every single day.
Yes, yes. Because the thing about it, I talk about right now, I'm creating an online program called Operation Game Plan. And one of the things that I talk about in that course is if you do not set a plan of action in life for yourself, one will be put in place for you by circumstances. Because you have got to set your goals and your game plan. A game plan is simply the plan of action that you have for your life. If you do nothing and you plan nothing, it's like jumping into a boat and say, I'm going to Barbados. But here now, the boat does not have any sails, any engine, any oars. It has nothing. You're just relying on the wind to take you to Barbados. And you honestly believe that you're going to get to Barbados in record time and safely too. It is highly unlikely that you're going to get there. And that is what a lot of people are doing when they're not setting goals. And it sounds like it's insane, but it is insane. Because you need to set the plan of action in place for your life. Now, here's the thing. Never trust yourself to remember anything. Write it down.
Everything down.
Write everything down. The word of God says so as well. Write it down. Write the vision, make it plain. And listen, when you write it down and you look at it and it speaks back to you, because the first thing is you're going to ask yourself, okay, this is what I want. Now, how am I going to get that? This is where I want to go. Now, how am I going to get there? The best things in life, you say 2 minutes, Niasha. When it comes to leisurely activity, like going on vacation or girls' night out or whatever the situation is, we have that down to an art and to a science. We know what outfit we going to wear. We know where we're going. We know we have to pack by a certain time. We already researched the price for the tickets to Hawaii. We done all of that. But when it comes to our lives, seriously, and our future, our serious future, where it is that we're going, how is it that we don't have no game plan in place? We have got to put that in place. So you now have to write the goals down. Write what it is that you want to write down. Write where it is that you want to go in life. Okay, now you ask yourself, now what are the first 3 actions that I'm going to have to take? What are the first 3 action steps that I am going to need to take in order to fulfill this? And you write that down. Now let's go back to the compound effect. Like I said, simple things done over time will have a compound effect. You have got to take the baby steps because goals have got to be broken down into bite-sized pieces. How do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. You can't consume the whole elephant. So you have got to take goals 1 step at a time, break them down into bite-sized pieces, See where it is that you need to start in the first phase of your goal. And one of the things that I say to people all of the time, if you want to set a game plan in place, a winning game plan in place, you go see a game planning coach. Go see a life coach, and they will be able to assist you with that as well. Because the thing about it, you may know where it is that you want to go, but then sometimes the answers to these questions evade you. How do I get this to start? Where do I go to get this particular thing that I need to get done? And the baby steps that you need, you have no idea. So you may need to now seek some help out. So don't think that your goals and your game plan is something that you have to do all by yourself.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I have people who help me. I mean, even sometimes I'm thinking about something and I send it to Chrys-Ann. You know, I send it in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I've
that's
done it
okay.
before already. I've sent it in the middle of the night and say, "Oh, what do you think about this?" So I'm doing this, and she may come back and say, "Well, you know what? You've missed this or you missed that. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?" And a lot of the times, we as women, I know a lot of us here are black women. We as black women, we are told, you know, you keep your business to yourself. You don't tell anybody. And to me, that is one of the myths that I want to just disperse tonight. I'm not saying you need to tell your business to everybody, but you need to have that person in your fitness area, that person in your health area, that person in your business area, that person in your spiritual area. You need to have a confidence in every area of your life. And you know, Chrys-Ann said about this, and I am a write it down person. And just before I came on here, all my June plans, you can't see it, but all my June goals, they live on my laptop. So that's why it's in my hand, because I had to move it to come on here. But they live on there. This is what I'm going to do. And then I break it down. And every day, something I want women to ask themselves every single day: what action step am I taking today towards my 1-year plan, my 2-year plan, my 5-year plan? And before I go back to Chrys-Ann, celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
You can't wait until you eat the whole elephant to burp.
Yes.
Burp when you eat a toe. Burp when you eat half of the trunk. If you wait until, you know what, you would choke. And you would sit down there and you would just think, I can't eat this whole elephant. But if when you burp, you feel some satisfaction, then you can go on and eat the rest of the elephant. And to eat a whole elephant, you need to come out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I want us to hit on that, because a lot of us think we're all right. And people think, well, you know what, I don't have any problems. Girl, that's because you ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are sitting there every single day and you get up and you think, my life is good, nothing's happening, everything's rosy. If a stone is stagnant, it wouldn't have any obstacle. But if it's moving, there is definitely going to be obstacle. So I want Chrys-Ann to touch, I know, your comfort zone. A lot of us are sitting there in this, do you know what, I'm all right. We were not born to be mediocre. The God who made me, because Chrys-Ann and I are God-serving women, or the whoever higher power, he didn't make me to be mediocre. So I want Chrys-Ann, I want you to talk to these ladies who are sitting in this comfort zone and think they either think they're doing good or either think I could be successful right where I am. Huh. Talk to those in the back.
Okay, to the ladies in the back. No, let me tell you something. In my upcoming course, I refer, and I also did a teaching on this as well, called the wicked evil comfort zone. And I refer to it as that because you think that is where you belong. You think that's where you're born to stay. Sometimes you're not even comfortable in the comfort zone, but you're comfortable. Let me explain that. Let me explain that. You are not happy, but you are comfortable because for you to get up and move and to do something that's going to make you happy, it's going to make you uncomfortable to do the thing that's going to take you where you need to go.
Come on now.
And a lot of us sit down in the comfort zone because here's why, and it's going to take me 2 seconds to explain this. There's something called your legitimate sources. Who are your legitimate sources? These are the people whose word is gospel to you. It could be your parents, it could be your pastor, it could be your teachers. And they could have said to you, you'll never amount to anything. Don't even bother to try that because that's too hard for you. No, only go this far. That's enough for you. Imagine these people have the audacity to tell you what is enough for you. How far is far enough for you to go? They have the audacity to tell you that. But because they are your legitimate sources, you take everything that they say as fact and
Mm.
you put it on, you own it and you put it on and you wear it and you sit in the comfort zone because your legitimate source says to you, that's as far as you're going to go. That's as far as that's only how far you can go. Hello? No, you know you're miserable because you don't want to be there. But because your legitimate source preached to you from the time that you're born that that's where you belong, it's your lot in life. Just accept it. You sit there. The
Mm.
comfort zone, let me tell you, it's so wicked and it's so evil that you have got to engage in outside sources to get out and to leave that comfort zone. This topic is very broad, Niasha. I can't even paint it with
Yeah.
a thin brush right now, but I'm going to try see what I can do. The comfort zone is where dreams go to die. And at the end of life, most people, when they get to the end of life, they live a life of regret. You know why? Because they sit there in their comfort zone. I want to lose 10 pounds, but for me to get up every morning and go to the gym, it's too hard. Okay, I'm going running tomorrow morning, and then you hear rain coming on, beautiful rain coming on the roof the next morning. Nah, it's too hard for me to get up out of it. That's your comfort zone. Nothing can grow in the comfort zone. It's
Nothing
like a
really.
stone that stays there and gathers moss. Are you gathering moss today? Are you
No.
gathering moss? Listen, remember I said that the compound effect, simple things done over time will have a compound effect. It works that way in the positive way. Guess what? It also works that way in the negative as well. So if you're sitting there doing a lot of nothing, that's exactly what you're going to get, a lot of nothing over the years. So be honest with yourself. And you make a list in your journal of the things that you are doing that are keeping you seated and grounded and rooted in the comfort zone where you are not growing and you're not being any good to anybody. Think about that. Back over to you, Niasha.
Oh, girl, you have given them a lot to think about. And that's one thing I say success does not grow. But something you said, which is just so, they're not comfortable, but it's their comfort zone anyway. And I want the ladies who are here to go and think about that. I am sitting here, I'm not comfortable, but I am comfortable. And that's something that a lot of people don't think about. They just think maybe I'm happy, but they're not. And there's that word that is an F word that masks itself as a P word, that procrastination word. That word that just
Procrastination, yeah.
listen.
Procrastination-itis, I call it.
Let's just say to the ladies. We have all these ladies here. Ladies, please do share the live. There's still time to share the live. If you're catching us via the replay, #replay viewer. Don't forget this program is sponsored by Shop Graciously Me. And tonight you don't have Jamelia, you have me, Niasha Toole Keens-Douglas, and the amazing Chrys-Ann Ambrose, all the way from Antigua in the Caribbean. And we are here helping you, encouraging you to recharge, re-energize, and rethink for the rest of 2021. If you're wondering what has given them the right to sit here, well, Chrys-Ann is an international empowerment speaker. She's a certified life coach. She is a certified personal development and leadership expert. And I am a woman empowerment and confidence coach. So that is what gives us the right to sit here and help you recharge, re-energize, and rethink for the remainder of 2021. Let's talk about Mr. Procrastination himself. For those who are
Yes.
sitting there and saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, I'll do it sometime. Sometime is not a day, it's not a time. What shall we
Listen,
say to these people?
I would say, let me just shout out to Louise Joseph Ochasi. Thanks for joining us, Louise from Antigua. Listen, I was taught years ago that procrastination leads to elimination. Because let me tell you, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow is just one day away. Then tomorrow comes. You know what? I'll do it tomorrow. It's just one day away. I say this to people all the time. The future has a habit of sneaking up and surprising the present out of you. Because you continue to procrastinate, it's never going to get done. Why do you procrastinate? Most times it's because of fear. And we spoke about fear before. It's because of fear. Yeah, you don't feel like doing it. Why you don't feel like doing it? Because you're afraid it's going to cost too much or whatever the situation is. However, remember I spoke about moving in the right direction when you want to go up the success ladder and moving in the left when you just want to stay stagnant? Procrastination is one of those habits that you need to learn to break because it's taking you in the opposite direction of your success. We're not going into July with no procrastination story. We have got to fight to leave these debilitating habits out the door, throw them out the door, kick them out the door. Now, here's another thing. Excusitis. Nia, she didn't say nothing about that, but it's okay.
Girl,
And
you have the
girl,
license. Go on.
I tell people all of the time that I am the excusitis specialist by from experience because I used to listen. I had more excuses than anything else because of, oh, I was afraid, I didn't feel like, no, I could never amount to anything. So, and let me tell you what an excuse is. It is simply a lie that you tell yourself, and it's stuffed with a good reason. I can't go walking today. Why? Reason? It's raining. Hello, take your umbrella. And I've taught people how to shoot excuses down. Let me tell you something. If I there's a roof, it's like 10 feet tall. And if I say to you, Niasha, go up there in the roof, reach the roof for me. Niasha is going to tell me, I can't reach the roof. Here's why, Niasha, here's the excuse. It's too high. It's true, the roof is too high. But hear this now. If I say to Niasha, $1,000,000 up there in the roof, automatically, what's the solution? Oh, look, there's a ladder. Hello, she didn't see the ladder before. It was there. So when you make excuses, you have got to find ways to counteract those excuses. Remember, I spoke earlier about solutions not looking, they come in the form of problems. And we are such miracle workers. The solutions come and we turn the solutions into problems. It's like, Jesus changing water into wine and we turning the wine back into water. It's like we're such miracle workers. The solutions come, but because it don't look easy as drinking a glass of water, we shoot it down and we develop excuses and we say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Get up and go do it. Here's the thing. Ask yourself, what is it that I want? I want to go exercising, but I don't. No, leave off the butt. You want to go exercising? Why do I want to go exercising? Why do I want to go exercising? Because I need to lose the weight, because I need to get healthy. That should be top of mind awareness. Toma, the reason why you need to go exercising. Listen, you know how good you're going to feel after you've already completed a task? I never heard anybody say, man, I vexed. I get up and I went walking this morning. You understand? Oh boy, I am so upset that I got up and went and washed my. I'm so mad that I read that chapter and completed that homework. I am so upset that I went and I got my master's. You ever hear anybody say them things here? No. So you have got to look at the results that are coming from those actions, and you've got to use that as motivation and as fuel to get up and get moving. That ought to be a motivation.
Exactly. And excuses and success cannot live. I don't care what anybody says, it cannot live in the same place. And you have to choose. To me, you have to get up every morning and choose. Do I go and walk because I can lose those 10 pounds, or do I make an excuse and I lie down and I don't do it? And people make time to do what they want to do, and people invest in what they want to invest in, and they spend their money on what they want to spend it on. And I just wanted to sort of wrap up. But before I wrap up, I want to talk about self-sabotage, because as you know, I'm the author of Girl, Get Out of Your Way. And self-sabotage is something that I specialize in, but I wanted a different perspective, because these ladies have heard me. I'm very blunt. I just say, stop doing what you're doing. Do what you have to do. Get up, get your ish together, and get on with it. but you are more diplomatic than I am. So a lot of us, we could be given all the tools. We can have all the money. We can have all the everything that we need to succeed in any area of our life. But we are the people that are holding ourselves back. So to the woman that have held herself back from January to June, talk to that woman in a nice way, because you know me, I wouldn't be nice.
Okay. All right. Like I said before, it's already gone. June is already gone in our minds. Okay, we got 2 more weeks, and this is what we're doing. We're looking forward and we're moving forward. Now, this is what I do a lot of as well. You got to know who the enemy is within you. Because in order to defeat that enemy who keeps you back, you have got to know that enemy. And you've got to find ways that you can counteract this enemy. You can beat this enemy. For example, I know that I was an excuse-itis specialist when I wanted to start the gym. I knew that I was not going, because I am an introvert. I don't like going out. So you know what I did? I got a boot camp coach. You understand? I got me a boot camp, what should I say, a personal trainer who takes no for an answer. So when I decide to pick up the phone, I don't feel, no, I'm at the gym waiting. Get your tail to the gym. No, you have got to realize and understand who the person is, the enemy within, who's holding you back. You need to understand what your weaknesses are, and you've got to put steps in place in order to defeat that enemy and stop making excuses. If I decide, okay, you know what, I don't feel like getting up in the morning to go look for no gym clothes, you know what I do? Lay out the gym clothes the night before. Fill up the water bottle, put it in the fridge, pack my gym bag the night before, snacks, everybody. So when the alarm clock goes off, I get up, hit the shower, even make my smoothie the night before. Do things that you need to do in order to counteract that enemy within you who's holding you back. I want you to look forward to the rest of 2021. Yes, things are going to happen, but you've got to find ways to beat things, because life is not going to stop for COVID. It's still going to keep on coming. Even when COVID goes about its business, there's always going to be something that's coming. But you have got to design your mind, recreate your mind to always be in a mode of being solution focused, meaning that I'm going to get this done. And most importantly, guys, let me tell you, you can't do it alone. Employ a coach and a mentor, and let's get this thing done together. You are worth it. And for the last time, I'm saying this. There's somebody sitting there waiting, hoping for that purpose that you're sitting on and not utilizing because you think that you're not good enough. While people are telling you you're not good enough, there are people out there calling for you and saying, you're great, I need you. They don't even know you, but that you're who they need. And you've got to get up and do that for them and also for you.
Oh my goodness. I have nothing more to say about that, because you know my mantra is live your life abundantly on purpose and with intention. And Chrys-Ann has covered absolutely everything that there is. And I just want to leave you with, from both of us, you are worth it. You are worth that time. You are worth that money investment. You are worth doing it for you, by you. And that is what I want, why I wanted to bring Chrys-Ann, because I wanted to give you that boost. I want to give you that recharge power. I wanted to give you that re-energize power. I want you to sit down and rethink. And I want you to go away now and think, okay, take 5 minutes and just think.
Can I just interrupt you half a second there, Niasha?
Yeah.
Just half a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do this, but I think this is important. Okay, nobody who you look at as great has ever just landed on the mountaintop. They had to climb the mountaintop. You understand? They had to go through the hardships. And I can tell you that there are doctors out there who save lives. They are the best in their field. But guess what? The odds were stacked against them. They doubted themselves. They didn't think that they could do it, yet they got up and they did it. Not on their own, went through medical school, had their mentors, had their tutors, had their coaches. And they got out there and they did it, and they are saving lives. Can you imagine what would have happened if they didn't? It's the same thing with you.
Yeah.
Not because it may not be medical school. It may be coaching. It may be cooking. It may be whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But never ever discount your worth, because the greatest of those out there they had hardships too, and they doubted themselves,
Yeah.
but they moved forward and they're now saving lives. That could be you.
We have both had hardships, and we're sitting here talking to you, encouraging you. Listen, we're going through hardships right now. But we showed up and showed out for you tonight. Chrys-Ann, how can the ladies get in touch with you? Where are you on social media?
Okay, so find my page, Chrys-Ann Ambrose. I also am at Chrysalis Success Transformation, but I'm mostly on the Chrys-Ann Ambrose page. And yeah, Chrys-Ann, mostly Facebook. I would tell you check Instagram, but I'm hardly on Instagram. But Chrys-Ann Ambrose. And if you want to drop me an email, it's Chrys.Ambrose@gmail.com. So you can drop me an email or find me on Facebook and on Messenger.
Okay, and she didn't tell you, but Chrys-Ann has this book, this one, and she has another book. If you go on Amazon, type her name in. She is a best-selling author. This one is called Unique Pieces of the Masterpiece, perfectly designed for your purpose, a love letter to women. This book has blessed me. And you lot know I don't endorse a lot of things. I don't endorse
and
a
guess
lot
what?
of things.
Guess what? I nearly didn't write that book either because I didn't think that I was good enough to write it. But yet, it has blessed Lady Niasha. So see what I'm talking about?
This book has blessed me. And Chrys-Ann had a first book, Operation Game Plan, Overcome Habits that hinder us from succeeding in life. Both of these books are available on Amazon. Jamelia, thank you for having us. Tracy, and to all the ladies who have stayed with us. Chrys-Ann, thank you. You know, I don't want this conversation to end, but
neither me, but we'll pick it up another time.
I'll bring you back
There'll be more
time.
Don't you go better.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you, ladies. Go and follow Chrys-Ann. She's an amazing person. So thank you for being here with me tonight. Stay there. Don't go away. Don't go. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I have been your guest host, Niasha Toole Keens-Douglas, and you have just been listening to Conversations with Graciously Me. And I know you are expecting Jamelia Scott, but every third Thursday of the month, I am giving Jamelia a rest, and I would be here to just bring some conversations to you. This show has been sponsored by the Graciously Me Boutique. Please go over there. There are some amazing t-shirts, some jewelry, anything, lots of stuff to empower women. Jamelia will be back next week, and the guest would be Miss Monica Black, and she would be talking everything in investment with you. Don't forget to follow the YouTube channel, follow the Facebook page, go and check out the boutique, subscribe to everything Graciously Me. We bring conversations here to empower, motivate, encourage, and inspire you. For all of you who have joined me tonight, thank you so much. There is still time to share this out so that your sisters, your mothers, and all of that could catch it via the replay. The only thing left for me to say is you can find me over on all social media, Coaching with Niasha. Please do follow me, and I look forward to seeing you all again on the third Saturday in August, where I will endeavor to bring you another thought-provoking, empowering, motivating, encouraging, and inspiring conversation. Until next week, have a fantastic weekend. Remain your fit, fierce, fabulous self, ladies, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.